Hi, it's Dr. Phil back with you again to have a chat today about men's emotional health. It's a very important thing, especially in this day and age. Men's health is a critical factor in society, in families, in relationships, and unfortunately, so many men don't know how to release emotion. They tend to store it up. And there's a number of reasons for that, which have built up over the years. But if a man can effectively share his emotions and effectively express emotions, and more importantly, safely express emotions, makes a world of difference to everybody, including the man. Now, there's a number of reasons why men can't or don't, or a lot of men don't release emotions effective, and a lot of stuff builds up. A lot of guys out there are a bit like a Coke bottle with some Mentos in it and the lid's on and just building up pressure and pressure and pressure. And unfortunately, sometimes with a little bit of drink or some drugs or a situation that may occur, that may explode. That lid may come off that Coke bottle, and that's not good for anybody. And especially when it comes to relationships. Now, there's a number of generational factors. Now, men of my father's generation basically were told to be men, be big boys, don't cry. I remember my grandfather shaking my father's hand, and that was his show of affection or love, or berating my dad on, on how he should be as a man. Now, my generation, my dad was, albeit I would get a hug, but never verbalized emotion, never really expressed to say he was proud of me or he loved me. And there's a lot of guys of my generation in that same thing. And again, when we're at school, you'd shake another guy's hand. You would try and be tough and not show emotions, because to show emotions or cry, worst of all, cry, was a sign of weakness. Men don't cry. Be a man. Suck it up. Get on with it. Not good, not good. So one of the other things too that come with why men struggle to show emotions in a lot of cases is a family dynamic. So their role model, for example, their father, if the father lived in the home, if he was very quiet or very inappropriately expressed emotion or anger or frustration, monkey see, monkey do. That's how we learn. Well, that's what a dad does. And that's where a lot of domestic violence comes from bad role models. And then on the other side of things, we've got to look at a mother's ability to raise a good man. And as it is a father's role in many cases is to raise a good daughter and be the daughter's first love. And that impacts their long-term relationships, the quality of that love. Same it is with a mother. Now, if a mother cocoons the son or has had bad experiences with men and verbalizes that to their son, all men are bad, all men are shit, all men are this, all men are cheaters, all of that dynamic that poor woman has gone through may come out. So ideally too, men need the love of their mother. So if their mother was cold, showed no affection, then that doesn't help the situation. So as I say to young mums today, it encourages them to raise good men. And as I say to fathers, raise good daughters, and also show your sons how to respect women, how to respect themselves, how to express emotion. Because we don't want that Coke bottle lid coming off and things going haywire. So there's a number of things you can do to effectively release emotion. You're not weaker. You're not weak because you show emotion. You're not weak because you cry. Because at some stage, we all got to let that shit out. We've got to let it go. So instead of snapping at someone, snapping at your partner or your children or other people, or going into road rage, or having a few drinks at the pub and someone knocks you and turning around and belting them, learn to let it out. First of all, maybe grab a pillow and scream them into the pillow. Scream into it, let it out. Go outside and yell at a tree, but don't direct it at people. And don't drown your emotions with alcohol. Don't dull your emotions with drugs, because it's just going to backfire and it's going to come around and one day it's going to snap. So if we as men can safely and effectively release emotion, society will be a better place. Relationships will be better. Our children will be better. Now, the challenge goes out to those mums who are trying to raise kids on their own, trying to be both mum and dad. And unfortunately, you can't be both, because there's certain things, a dad, and not just a sperm donor, a dad brings to the table. And, and one of those is showing respect to the mother of your children, being kind, not only just being a good provider, but being openly affectionate to your children, to tell them you're proud of them, to tell you that you love them. I know that many of us haven't got that for ourselves or haven't received that. So it's just another way of learning. We've got to learn, and it's okay. It's okay to let stuff out. You don't have to hang on to shit, because it just is toxic to your body. If you hang on to too much, especially in the bowel, it increases the risk of things like bowel cancer, or if you hang on to anger, liver cancer, or you hang on to sadness, or feeling between a rock and a hard place, lung cancer. Those things are all triggered, and in part, or in some cases possibly whole, by stagnated emotion. So men having good emotional health and an appropriate way to let stuff out will make a difference. Now, what I do clinically is I help men find ways to release emotion, find ways to reconnect to themselves, and have a better life, have a calmer life, have a healthier life. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up or a like, and subscribe, because there's much more that I'm going to be discussing on my YouTube channel that will help men and help families, it'll help mums, it'll help society. So have a good day, and remember, it's okay to cry, guys. It's okay to hug another guy. It's okay to share how you feel, and don't ever, ever, ever be afraid to reach out if you're having a tough time. Call a good mate and say, mate, I'm struggling. It doesn't make you weaker, it makes you stronger. It's okay to be vulnerable. We don't have to be a brick wall. We don't have to hold up the world on our shoulders. It's okay to live, and it's okay to let that shit out. Follow me for more, and I hope this just helps a little, and it helps you take a step to releasing any stored emotions and being a better man, because the world needs good men. Our children need good men. Society needs good men. Our partners need good men. And a good man is a kind man. He's not weak. Kindness is not weakness. A good man shows up, not just turns up. A good man holds space and doesn't suffocate. A good man shares how they feel. Have a great night. This is Dr. Phil from Camden.